The skin was pale. This was the only reason why I was able to see it in the dark. I know it wasn't a dog, though. There was no fur, only skin. The only other thing I compare it to is a very skinny, elongated human. Also, who says to a grown man, if you're a good boy?
I don't know. I think that's
either
one of those
that's
things.
Flirting or that's weird.
I hope it's not flirting. They're brothers. Macaroni, mascarpone, cannelloni, pepperoni. Hello and welcome to
What is
Ghost...
wrong with you?
I thought I'd try a different name.
No, that's horrible.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ghost Huns.
You've made us
Horrible.
corporate. You've made us corporate, and I
Hello,
don't like it.
welcome to... Hello, I hope you're all well. Hope you're well. Are you okay?
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm not okay.
Well, that sounds like Holly Willoughby's.
Yes, Holly
Are we
Willoughby.
all okay?
Phil Strange. My favourite moment.
Phil Strange.
Phil Strange.
Oh.
Feels Holly or Phil? Because sounds like you're trying to give us a message.
Phil Strange.
For all of our American listeners out there, Google Holly Willoughby
did you see
and Phil
that she
Schofield.
had a fucking stalker?
She had a fucking death threat.
Death
the poor
threat.
bitch.
Yeah, he was going to kidnap, rape her,
Why
assault
her?
her, kill her.
Why her?
What? Why?
Not? Why was she getting all the
Why
death?
not me?
Why not me?
Why you kidnap me?
It's so unfair that I don't get a stalker.
Oh, don't.
That'll be the moment, won't it?
Yeah.
Now that's it. Actually,
Someone who's probably been lying dormant is like, okay, now's my time.
there are one or two strange people in the DMs, but we won't go into that because I don't want to draw any attention to the madness.
So can we talk about this morning? Right, I had the worst night's sleep.
Oh, I thought you meant this morning. I was like, what, you want to carry on talking about Holly Willoughby?
No, not Holly Willoughby.
Hang on, no, but we didn't finish. What were you saying? You were saying
Episode
something.
85 of Ghost Huns.
No. Oh my God.
Oh.
Okay.
Should we
Do you
just
want to
stop
talk
here?
about our mornings?
Yes.
I think we both had a morning, haven't we?
No, right. I had the worst night's sleep.
Yeah.
And then
As usual.
my sleep health is really bad. Anyway.
I think you need a bit of sound around you.
A sound bath.
You sleep like the dead. It's like...
But I love that. I
morgue.
love that. I've got my drowsy eye mask, which, by the way, is posh and fucking great. I really recommend.
Well, what does it do? It'll just hide your eyes?
It's like a silk padded eye mask, and it blocks out all the natural light. So it's so good. Anyway,
a brick would do the same.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just tape a brick to your face.
What?
I'd love you to do
£50.
market research for Drowsy, the company.
Bricks.
Why don't you just use a brick,
Have we
you
thought
twat?
about bricks?
Anyway, so I was like, I'm just going to snooze my alarm. And it got to 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I was like, who the fuck's calling me? It says Falmouth on it. Whatever. Picked it up because I was like, I don't know. Picked it up and this woman's like, hi there. You'll be going live on radio in 2 minutes. And I was like, sorry, what? And she was like, yep, this is Suze, isn't it, from Ghost Huns? And I was like, actually, no, my colleague Hannah's going to be doing this. She agreed. And then she went, no, just call Hannah, she's driving. And I was like, Well, our agent said one of us could be on it, so I didn't plan for being on this radio call.
That's very rude because she called me, and to be fair, I'd looked at the radio. I'd looked at I had an alarm to give me 10 minutes to pull over. So I was like, sorry, it was 10 to 8. I was like, right, I'm going to pull over. So anyway, turns out there was loads of fucking traffic. Right, I'd literally hit a traffic bit. So she called me, and she said, "Oh, you ready?" And I was like, "Well, I am just driving. I can do it. Like I'm stuck in traffic." She was like, "Oh, do you want us to call you back in 10 minutes?" I went, "Yeah."
Oh, right, and then she called me.
And then she must have called you.
And also, I said to her, apparently only one of us can do it. And she went, sorry. And I went, yeah, we got an email through saying only Hannah or Suze. And we chose Hannah. And then she went, no.
Fair, you did. You
no.
were like, you do it.
I said that when they came up with the only one of us.
I was confused about that because they sent us an...
Who cares?
Mad.
But basically, I was in my Joe Biden t-shirt, which is not the good kind. It's like a...
Slur. Joe Biden's demented.
Yeah, my friend got it as a joke from. It's not a Trump rally. I mean, this story's getting really weird.
Sounds really weird.
She didn't go to. It was like Joe Biden traitor. don't know whether I should. I don't think that.
No, but no,
I'm not a Trump supporter.
funny tea that should be worn in the bedroom.
Exactly,
and
in
not
the
in
bedroom.
the sexy way.
Yeah, don't sex that up.
No.
Anyway, so I was
Imagine, like you get inviting someone in to the bourgeois.
It's like Joe Biden's a traitor.
Trump. Hair in the pussy. Oh my God, I just laughed so hard that I went lightheaded.
I have to say, though, in that recent debate, he did come across better.
Don't start, because I don't. You know I've not got a fucking clue what's going on.
No, but what I'm saying is Trump and Biden went to a debate.
Just go and swallow your own census, right?
And and Biden couldn't get his words out. And it was a bit like, mate, come on.
Because he's old and
He's
doddery.
dead. He's dead.
My friend of mine, Fraser Jackson, he sometimes listens to the pod. I don't know if I should have said his full name, but there we go. He works in the White House as a political correspondent.
Oh, yeah.
And to be fair, has remained very professional and not given me any goss whatsoever. So thanks for nothing, Fraser.
A shame. Come on, Fraser, give us the goss.
Yeah, hit us with the goss.
But the thing is, the goss is just out there. It's like slept with a porn star, criminal offences.
Joe Biden? No. He's been busy.
He's been for a
Poor
dead man.
bastard. He's consented to none of that. He hasn't got the mind.
Yeah. Power of attorney. It's just like, go on.
Jeez, power of attorney. Just love that Suze throws word. Power of attorney.
No, what was I going to say?
Power of attorney.
Yeah, so I was on this fucking interview, and if you're listening, Falmouth Radio,
did you go live?
Yes.
Oh, then why did they call me?
I have no idea what was going on. I was so fast asleep. I was stood in my Biden's a traitor t-shirt going, yeah, no, sure. And they went, and you're going live in 3, 2, 1. And I was like, they're like, morning, Susie. Can you tell us about? And I was like, yeah, we're doing Falmouth Fringe. And they went, can you give us the details of where it is? And I went,
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, yeah.
I don't have those to hand, actually. It's the most carnage. I mean, I feel like I pulled it out my arse.
I've done a few of those in my time. Been woken up by the phone ringing.
And I was like, whose fault is this? But it's no one's fault. They just wanted to get someone on.
It's very weird. I don't understand why. I literally was like, yeah, I'm just literally stuck in a bit of why I can do it now. And they're like, we'll call you back in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they just wanted...
That's so weird. Do you know what he did say? We've spoken to your colleague. And I was like, do you mean on email? I thought that's what he meant. And now it's like... As we were literally live on air, I don't know if anyone's listening in Falmouth, but one, can you please come to the show? Oh, no, it's already happened.
Yeah, but so what? He called you after I did the interview?
Yeah, I then did another interview.
Sorry?
I did it.
What?
I did.
Okay, this is like the glitch in the Matrix.
No, I did it.
No, I did it.
I pulled over, and then they called me back, and then I did the interview.
Excuse me?
Can you tell me can you tell us how you met? Yeah, I did it.
Why? But there's a crossover. He said, how did you meet?
No. What?
What?
Are you taking the piss?
No.
So what? We did 2 interviews answering the exact same questions. God, I hope we didn't lie.
Well, I'm really confused now, because when did that go out? And also, she did say to me...
you were live. I was live, you were live.
What, the same fucking time slip?
No,
like
did
sliding
you do it at 8?
doors?
Because I did it at like 8:10.
Oh,
what time did they ring me? Oh no, I'm checking this out. This is outrageous. 11 minutes past 8 for 8 minutes.
I think I was around the same time, actually.
Oh, well, hang on. Were you doing a different one?
Which one were you doing?
Mine was Falmouth.
Oh no, mine was 8:01. But then that's odd. I'm sure after I was like, anyway, come see us, get some tickets. We met when we went to Bottomless Brunch.
We'll speak to Hannah now.
And then they're like, get Hannah on.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway, absolutely mental. What a morning.
Yeah, what a morning.
I've basically been up since 6 a.m. driving. So I'm losing my mind. I actually lay in bed last night just on the covers.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Why? Because you were so warm.
No, I was just so nervous about not waking up on time, and I just woke up every hour. I spent a lot of time watching Vanderpump Rules before I actually went to sleep.
Did you know that a comedian called Alice has been on a show with Vanderpump?
What?
Yeah. You should have been there at the exhibit. She did a whole set about how she did a reality show with her.
What?
I just thought of you because
show?
Don't know. It's a whole thing. Yeah.
I'm
she was
so
like, "Oh my god, guys,
jealous.
how do you not know who she is?" And then I was like,
Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah, but a lot of the
Obviously.
audience were like, "Who?" And I was like, "Oh, if Hannah was here, she'd be like fuming when no one knows." And
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
anyway.
going to message Alice.
Alice. Alice. From New Zealand.
Okay, shall we do a tarot?
Please.
I'm going to...
Just smack one. Smack it in the pussy.
Oh, I almost got burned. I think it's fucking weird that these are hot.
I'm warm in here as well. Are you? You're tanned.
I've peeled to fuck.
Peeling, but
peeled
tanned.
like an orange.
Yeah. Go on, what is it? Who is she?
It's the Three of Cups.
Oh.
It's the three ladies.
Oh, I love that.
Just
that
going
suggests
that's
something
me.
nice,
I tell you what,
doesn't
that's
it?
me, you and Karen later with a wine.
Oh, fucking hell,
Isn't
it
it?
is. It actually is, actually.
Shout out Karen Hobbs, comedian extraordinaire.
We've done that before, actually. The three of this suit is often entitled Consent. Okay?
That's weird, because we've already talked about that and we've only been doing this 10 minutes.
It resonates with the spirit of agreement, mutual support, encouragement, and teamwork. Often pictures of the three women celebrating their connectedness in a dance with lifted cups. It could also be called sisterhood. A real mutual admiration society. It points to all the benefits of a harmonious relationship.
You know what that means? What we're talking about tonight is going to work.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so
Yeah, that was actually a really stunning choice. Congratulations.
Oh my God, that means
you win
that
a car.
tomorrow's going to be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way,
I am being a bit what's the word? Vague because spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole show's new. And come and see us in Bath or Streatham Space Project.
Yes. Or Edinburgh.
Oh, yeah,
Or
definitely
both.
Edinburgh.
Both. Please come. Anyway.
Do you want to kick off with the story
Yes,
then?
please. I'd love to. My daughter is obsessed with a creepy show called Pepperoni's Playhouse. I've had my 6-year-old daughter Layla staying with me for a bit. My ex-wife is at an adults-only resort in St Lucia with her twat of a boyfriend. It's been great having her here, as I usually only see her every other weekend, although she spends a lot of time in front of the TV. Layla is currently obsessed with a show called Pepperoni's Playhouse.
Pepperoni's Playhouse.
Pepperoni's Playhouse.
Pepperoni's
I think
Playhouse.
that's just making me hungry.
And it really slips off the tongue well.
Pepperoni's Playhouse.
Pepperoni Playhouse.
Yeah. I'm making it sound like a porn thing. It's a kids' TV show.
Oh, go for it.
Pepperoni's Playhouse. Do you remember when we nearly did CBBS?
Well, do you remember when we auditioned for it? Thought we were amazing and didn't get it.
We were like, is this going to ruin our
We were like,
brand?
that is in the bag.
Is this going to ruin? Are we going to take it?
I was like, what's going to happen when we're on TV on CBBS?
It could really ruin our brand. And then they were like, we're going to go in a different direction. Stay humble, kids. Layla is currently obsessed with a show called Pepperoni's Playhouse. I'd never heard of it until last week, though I'm not really one for cartoons these days. I am.
I've just had a random memory, by the way, of when we went to go and see Uncanny live, and that bloke went. Someone was reading out a story, and this bloke went. They're like, they passed the mic round for audience interaction.
Just explain the backstory of it.
So. No, you go.
Without giving any spoiler. So without giving any spoiler alerts, there's a part in Uncanny Life, by the way, go and see it. It's fucking amazing. They're talking about somebody who's had a child, and is all pregnant, something like that. And they're obviously it's a ghost podcast, so they're talking about paranormal things. And then it throws it out to the audience to ask questions, and people are like, "Oh, this one woman was just like me. Oh, she was so annoying.
She was like, I've got a poltergeist.
So no one asked. And this guy just went, so I was just wondering how old the woman was who was pregnant, because, young teenagers, if they're pregnant. And we were like,
do you know what? Fair play to Danny Robbins. He dealt with it so well. He went, no, I don't think she's a teen bride.
Just like literally suggesting that somebody was...
It was, and when you saw the guy who had married her, and he was like, I was like, it wouldn't have been okay if he had a teen.
No, we wouldn't have chosen the story, actually.
Anyway, sorry.
Not saying it doesn't happen, but it's not one to be made a live show out of.
Yeah, a really mad moment, that. Anyway, go see Uncanny Live, it's fucking great.
It's great, and watch cartoons. I didn't pay too much attention to the show at first. I heard the sickly sweet intro theme, followed by an annoying high-pitched voice, and left her to it. It seems to be on a lot. I had an interesting phone conversation with my brother Jeff on Tuesday. Jeff, come over Friday. We're having a barbecue and getting a bouncy castle for the kids. Me, is it just for the kids? Jeff, if you're a good boy and bring beer, you can have a go too. Me, yay!
Hang on, who's he talking to?
His brother Jeff, who's having a barbecue.
Is talking to who?
The dad. So he's
if you're a good boy,
I'm too old for cartoons, but I will get excited about a
also
bouncy
who says
castle.
to a grown man if you're a good boy?
I don't know. I think that's
either
one of those
that's
things.
Flirting or that's weird.
I hope it's not flirting. They're brothers. So it's weird either way. Either that's flirting between brothers or it's weird. Excellent. Brilliant. Gold. Absolute gold. I just hope Layla can go a day without that fucking pepperoni show. Jeff. Which one? Me. I don't know. Poppy pepperoni or some shit like that. It's a lot of swearing for parents.
Yeah, for brothers who fancy each other.
Oh. Either that's weird. I'm so sorry, but just as another interlude, I know some people fucking hate it, but I don't care. When me and Susie recently went to Dorset to go and record our Patreon ghost hunt, Susie, we were all just sat around. Susie stood up, walked away, and then dropped a razor out of her bag. And he just fell to the floor like anything normally would. She turned around, looked at all of us and went, "Oh, by the way, that's not my dildo." One person suggested.
I didn't say I said that's not a dildo.
That's not the point that I was referencing. I didn't say my. I said
I just didn't want you to think it was a dildo.
No one. It was one of the funniest things I've seen in my life. I will never get over that. If I'm particularly upset. Oh, by the way, that's not my dildo. So I spent all night sending Susie pictures of just inanimate objects, being like, "Stop leaving your dildo around, stupid bitch." Oh, funny. Okay. So anyway, Jeff and this guy are talking on the phone. He's got a kid. He's inviting him around for a barbecue. Blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. So they're talking about Patty Pepperoni. Jeff, I don't think the kids watch that one, not that I've noticed anyway. Me, really? She's absolutely obsessed with it. I'd assumed it was a popular TV show. Jeff, what's it called? Me, hold on. Layla, what's that show that you like? Patty's Pepperoni Playhouse. Jeff, Megan, Oscar, I don't know what the fucking point in this bit is. Megan, Oscar, do you watch a show called Patty's Pepperoni Playhouse? No, they've never heard of it. Me, bizarre. Jeff, it sounds fucking awful. Me, it really is. Truth be told, I hadn't actually watched any to make the judgment. Maybe my daughter had discovered some obscure underground cartoon. It prompted me to do a bit of online research. Patty's Pepperoni Playhouse gave no exact Google results, and that was weird. I even searched the Sky TV guide and no results came up for that either. Yesterday I sat on the sofa with the intention of watching some properly. Layla sat cross-legged on the carpet. Don't sit too close to the telly, sweetheart. You'll get square eyes. You can't get square eyes, Daddy. Says who? Shh, it's coming on. That put me in my place. The intro theme started and a multicoloured bubbly font appeared on the screen. Patty Pepperoni's Playhouse. The show opened inside a playroom with lots of toys and a blackboard, much like... The show opened inside a playroom with lots of toys and a blackboard, like in a classroom. From the left, Patty Pepperoni skipped into frame in a yellow dress and orange polka dots. I love that colour theme. It was that non-stop motion style of animation, like she was made from plasticine. She had red hair in bunches at the sides. It looked like cotton wool or something. Her cheeks had big orange freckles and dimples. Her face was kind of fat.
Wow. I nearly choked on my coffee. God.
Her face is kind of fat.
Yeah, Patty's getting shamed.
I'll be honest, this dad seems like a right bellend.
Yeah, he does.
She reminded me of those weird Cabbage Patch Kids my sister had. Actually, Garbage Pail Kids is more accurate.
Wow.
Honestly.
Great sense of humour.
She looked fucking creepy. If I was a kid, it would be the sort of thing that would give me nightmares, but Layla loved it for some reason. Patty gave a big, toothy smile and waved. Hey, kids, it's me, Patty Pepperoni.
That's good, actually.
Thank you. CBBS will be calling yet again.
Get back in touch, please.
Her voice was like a grown woman trying to sound like a child. Oh, my God.
Sorry?
Her voice was like a grown woman trying to sound like a child.
It's you.
That's exactly what's happening.
I'm going to call you Patty Pepperoni from here on in.
On today's show, we're gonna... Ooh? As she gasped loudly, her hands covered her mouth. She just stared at the screen. Your face? She just stared at the screen like she'd been caught off guard by something. Every so often, she'd blink and her eyes would look to the sides briefly before looking back. The camera alternated between a close-up of her face and a long shot of her whole person. I swear, it felt like she was looking right at me. I'm a grown-ass man, and that made the hairs on my arm stand up and a shiver run down my spine. Sweetheart, what's she doing? I asked. I don't know. It might be because...
Sorry,
okay?
I just scared myself. Go on.
I don't know. It might be because you're here, Daddy. Fuck. My stomach dropped.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Saying that to Layla? Fuck.
Layla, 6-year-old chat. Fuck. My stomach dropped. I don't know how I didn't shit myself.
This dad needs to get a fucking grip.
He's a loser.
He needs to get a drip.
That's impossible, darling, I said, doubting the words that came out of my mouth. These types of shows are made and filmed in the past, months ago. Layla shook her head. Patty Pepperoni isn't like that, Daddy. She's different. Mm-mm. My eyes began to glaze over as I stared into Patty's, a feeling of dread setting in. I noticed beads of sweat appeared... Beads of sweat. Sounds like a perfume.
Beads
of sweat. Eau de toilette. Eau de toilette.
Eau de toilette.
I noticed beads of sweat appear on her forehead, though they looked like they were made from jelly and a pork pie. Still kind of hungry. As if she could sense how fucked up I thought it was, she closed her eyes and let out a childish laugh. Sorry, kids. You know Patty forgets lines sometimes.
She's unhinged.
She does, Daddy, said Layla, turning to me and laughing. Patty wiped her brow with the back of her hand, laughing uncomfortably. Let's sing the Pepperoni song! Layla cheered. Patty tilted her head from side to side as the tune played and she sang. Layla started clapping and singing along. Macaroni, mascaroni, cannelloni, pepperoni.
Go,
That's
more,
the catch,
more.
that is. Macaroni, mascaroni, cannelloni, pepperoni. What an absolute banger. Minutes later, the song...
That needs a drop.
Yeah. Minutes later, the song was still going. It was the same ridiculous words over and over again. As it went on, Patty began to look increasingly more uncomfortable. Sweetheart, how long does this go? Macaroni, cannelloni. Shush, Daddy. Macaroni, cannelloni.
This is literally an advert of why not to have kids.
Oh my God. I'm enjoying myself. I picked myself up from the sofa and slowly left the room, feeling Patty's eyes on me the whole time. It was fucking weird. This morning I sat in the kitchen as I heard the opening music. It made me shudder. I got up and crept into the living room, hiding on the other side of the door frame to listen. Hi kids, it's me, Patty Pepperoni. I would sound like Mickey Mouse.
It's great.
There was a moment of silence, then quietly, psst, is it just us?
Yeah.
My stomach dropped. Yeah, my daddy's in the kitchen, said Layla. I covered my I covered my mouth with my hand. What the actual fuck? Good, we have to be quiet so he can't hear us. Ugh. My heart was working overtime. I heard the distinct sound of chalk on a blackboard. Can you read this, Layla? Fuck, she said my daughter's name. Yeah, I'm good at reading. Clever girl, said Patty. I need you to follow these instructions carefully.
Oh dear.
I wanted to get the fuck out of the house, but I took it. Imagine he just left.
Yeah, left. Bye, Layla.
Fuck this. Layla, you're on your own,
Good luck
bitch.
with that pepperoni twat.
Pepperoni twat. I wanted to get the fuck out of the house, but I took a deep breath and entered the living room. Patty was looking down at my daughter. As she looked up and saw me, she gasped, quickly using an eraser to wipe the board clean. I wasn't focusing properly, but I definitely made out the words bedroom, night, and dad before it was erased. Patty turned and looked from side to side with her hands behind her back, an awkward smile on her face. And that's how we construct a sentence. Good save, Patty. Her eyes kept flicking to the sides. Now let's see if you can count to 20. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2. Layla, sweetheart, I said. She turned around. I need you to go to your room for 5 minutes. Patty continued to count slowly. I noticed those jallified beads of sweat had appeared on her forehead again. Why, Daddy, I'm watching Patty Pepperoni. 6, 7? Just for 5 minutes, sweetie.
This is
Daddy,
so unhinged.
I know, it's mad, isn't it?
I love it.
Daddy needs to do something. I'll take you for ice cream later if you're a good girl. I know that sounds gross, but it is a child.
No, in this case, that is acceptable.
We have to move on. Yeah, we have to. Yeah. But 11, 12... You can have anything you want, Layla sighed. Okay, but I'm having the biggest thing. Bye, Patty. I saw Patty's eyes frantically look around as my daughter left the room. 17, 18, drop the axe, you creepy fuck.
Oh, good. Good on him.
Crouching
Go
down
on,
near
Dad.
the screen. Don't sound gross. One of Patty's eyes closed like she had trapped a nerve in her eyelid. 20! Well done, kids. I knew you could do it. I knocked on the screen. Oi, pepperoni, bitch!
Yes.
My hands were trembling. Why are you talking to my little girl, huh? Her lips started to tremble as she tried to smile. We just have time for the Pepperoni song. Sing along with... Thank God.
I've missed that song.
Sing along with me, kids. Ready?
Yay!
The tune started to play. She sang Pepperoni, Cannelloni, Mascarpone. My daughter won't be watching your show anymore. The sweat was getting thicker and her eyes kept blinking independently.
God, you can have so much fun without a wine.
Really? But imagine this with a wine. Patty Pepperoni, I'm inviting her out.
This has been my favourite story to date.
I would invite it's Patty Pepperoni to brunch 100%.
Oh, the mad
Imagine
bitch.
her at a drag brunch.
Yeah, she's got stories.
Come on, get a wine in your Patty Pepperoni, you creepy fuck. So long, freak, I said, picking up the remote. She stopped singing, just staring at me. And then she smiled. Do you think that will stop me?
I actually feel mad.
I dropped the remote, my legs giving way. I fell onto my arse. That's got an exclamation mark, by the way, so that's the biggest surprise of the whole story. I fell on my arse.
Not that Patty Pepperoni's having a word through the television.
She just stared at me with a smile, her head cocked to the side. Head cocked to the side. Stop you from what? I stuttered. She casually turned and picked up a piece of chalk, and then I could hear it scratching on the blackboard. She had it back to me so I couldn't see what she was doing. Stop you from what? I repeated louder, knocking on the screen again. She moved away from the board to reveal a heart. But it wasn't a traditional style Cupid heart. It was a detailed biological heart with valves and muscle tissue. But she's good.
Oh, someone's been to biology school.
Yeah, someone went to do fuck all for 3 years wearing some elephant trousers.
What?
That's what artists do, don't they?
Oh, right. I actually have some elephant trousers that I wore on the camping trip, so...
Oh, yeah, I remember those as well. That was fun. As she smiled at me, her hands behind her back like she was completely innocent, her heart became animated. I could see it gently pulsing. Drops of chalky white blood started to squirt from the valves and run down the board. She brought her hands back around and she was holding a large knife. The camera zoomed into her face. Oh, you'll see real soon.
Shit.
She winked. And the can't, I'm so shit at winking.
I'm quite good.
Go on. No, you can't. It has to be like...
Hello?
Great podcasting. She winked and then the screen turned black. I sat frozen on the floor until I heard Layla come back downstairs. I asked him where Patty had gone. This afternoon we went to Casper's for Sundays. What does Patty say to you? I asked as we tucked into oversized glasses of cream, sprinkles and chocolate. I feel like finding out that there's a ghoul in the television. I'm not sure if ice cream's the first thing I'd do.
I'd rip the plug out.
You'd move house.
Before an ice cream.
You'd burn it down. Layla shrugged. I'm not supposed to say, it's a secret. Don't keep secrets from me, sweetheart, I said, trying my best to stay composed. Is she scary? Does she say bad things? No, she really likes me. She said if I do what she says, I can meet her for real. Don't do what she says, Layla. Don't you dare. She's starting to look upset. Why? Patty's my friend. Don't listen to her, Layla. Promise me. I was unaware of how loud... Oh, sorry. Promise me!
Promise me! I just want to be a good boy. Go to my brother's house with me.
We can't go for barbecue! We haven't even got to this. Oh, my God.
This is killing me.
I was unaware of how loud I was. I had many judgmental eyes on me as Layla... Oh, we've literally finished. I had many judgmental eyes on me as Layla started to cry. I'm sorry, sweetheart, I said, putting my arm around her. Daddy's just scared. We went home. I broke the bad news of no more television, but gave her the good news of going to Uncle Jeff's tomorrow in the bouncy castle. She told me she didn't care and barely spoke 2 words to me for the rest of the day. I've been trying to process what happened. Has anyone else heard of this Patty Pepperoni freak? Surely it can't just be my daughter and I. I'm sitting on the sofa in silence as I write this. I'm terrified to put the TV back on. Layla's in bed already, but her bedroom door creaked open a little while ago. I was about to call up to her and ask if she was okay, but I just heard her speak excitedly. My daddy's downstairs. Oh, God. Who's she talking to? The end!
That was great.
Mascarpone, pepperoni, mascarpone, macaroni.
That was brilliant.
It's a good song, isn't it, that?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to...
That gave me... It's a map energy.
Fucking hate that stupid little bitch.
Stupid little bitch.
It's the stupidest song. And what's that little fox swiper? Swiper, no swiping.
Oh, see, I don't watch Dora the
Freddie,
Explorer.
well, I've got a nephew of mine who.
Oh yeah, that
who
makes a
was
bit
obsessed.
more sense. Yes. Well, Hannah, I love that.
I'm glad.
You really chose a banger there.
Macaroni. I was going to save it for the bonus episode, and I was like, do you know what? No, everyone needs to have
No,
that.
everyone deserves Patty Pepperoni in their lives.
You can't say Pepperoni, that's a brand. And we're not sponsored by them yet.
Yeah, I'd love to be. I would love to be, because that stick of meat is lovely.
I'm sorry, but it is delicious.
It is delicious.
Have you ever tried it where you eat a bite of pepperoni and then a baby bell?
Oh, no.
Change your
It's like
life.
a charcuterie board in your mouth.
It's a supermarket, a petrol station charcuterie board.
Oh, stunning. Okie dokie.
Do you have a story for me, please?
I do, yes. My terrifying experience in Mexico.
Oh,
Mexico.
Hola.
As a young kid living in a small town in Mexico.
Oh my God.
Imagine.
Those mice are back.
What? Who? What?
Oh, I can't remember again. I forgot again.
What
The
mice?
rescuers.
Oh, what, like Benjamin and Bianca or something?
Yeah. Yes, Bianca.
As a young kid living in a small town in Mexico, I heard many tales and stories about ghosts, spirits, witches, and even the devil. I never believed in that stuff back then. Now that I'm older and reflect on some of the things that I experienced, I'm positive that evil does exist. When I was young, I lived in the small town of Porullo.
Oh.
Porullo. I don't know. Someone write in. Hannah's drinking frog spawn right now because she's like, got seeds? I put seeds in water.
Seeds on a health journey.
Why can't you have seeds in like a... Isn't it supposed to be in food?
Well,
Does that make you choke?
No, it's just like drinking water. Jelly.
Water jelly. Okay.
Water jelly.
When I was young...
So it's going to be the name of my autobiography.
Why am I wearing those? Come on now. Come on, get serious.
I can't believe this tarot card.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Well, every time it does.
Somebody
signify
emailed us
something.
actually saying that tarot cards become connected to the people that use them. So as time goes on, they become more and more accurate.
Yeah. Well, we're proving that. Nice. When I was young, I lived in the small town of Porullo.
Porullo.
The town is located in the state of Guanajuato. The town has now become more modern with paved roads and cars, but when I lived there, everything was much simpler. The interesting thing about this town is that it's located between tall hills. During the summer, when the vegetation grew at its fullest, the hills would turn into dense forests. The vegetation was so dense that only the most experienced hunters would out in groups to try and catch animals. I always wanted to go into the forest with the others. I wanted to learn how to shoot and hunt too. I would always bother my older cousin, Jose, who was one of the guys who went out regularly and spent days tracking animals and hunting them. Finally, one day, my cousin agreed to take me with him and his friends. I knew most of the other guys and was ecstatic about finally going hunting. There were a total of 7 guys going, including myself. Jose told me that I had to listen to him no matter what. He told me that it could get dangerous and he had to take care of me. Me, being super excited, agreed to whatever he said without giving it any thought. We were leaving the next evening. I was so excited that I barely slept that night. The next day, Jose helped me pack all the essentials into a backpack that he had. We headed to the edge of town where the forest began. Most of the guys were already there waiting. Everyone had their rifles and were fully prepped. The weather was not really cooperating. The sun was nowhere to be found as it was covered by dense rain clouds. I wasn't worried though. We all had rain gear on and we were ready to go. As the last guy joined us, we all started moving into the forest. As we walked in further, it began to drizzle. The raindrops could be heard hitting the leaves on the shrubs around us, and everyone was quiet. The only other noise that could be heard was the wet ground that we stepped on. We walked for what seemed like an eternity. We followed a path that had been made by others walking through it. But the further we went, the narrower the path got. By this time, 4 of the guys had caught some animals. A few rabbits and squirts were their catch.
Excuse me?
Don't know. Excuse me, Jose.
It's disgusting.
What's a squirt?
Like Squirtle, like Pokemon.
Yes, they've caught some Pokemon, yeah. The 4 guys...
Well, listen, in the modern day and age... in the modern day and age, with those Pokemon apps...
Yeah, you
know what I mean?
You can go catching.
You can catch Pokemon if you want.
That's true. Okay. The four guys had turned around and walked back to town. They were happy with their kills and wanted to get out of the rain. This meant that there was only one other guy, my cousin, and I. Jose and the other guy was super competitive and didn't want to stop going forward yet, so we continued. The little daylight that could be seen before was now gone. It was pitch dark. Not even the moon could shine through the clouds at this point. The only lights that we had were reflectores. Yeah. Flashlights that we wore on our head.
Why when you do, can you do a Spanish accent without sounding like a little...
little mix.
Well, no, you do it like a squirrel.
Reflectores.
Yeah, like a Disney character.
No, it's reflectores, Hannah.
So can you do it just normal?
No.
Okay.
Refuse. The reflectores, flashlights that we wore on our heads. The battery pack was strapped to the belt around our waist. At this point, I started to get a little freaked out. The rain was now coming down harder and the path was very narrow. Jose walked in front of me with his rifle over his shoulder and a machete in his hand. He'd use it to cut through any brush that was in the way. Behind me was the other guy. He carried his rifle in his hands and he kept swiveling his head left and right while scanning for animals. After a while, the rain slowed down to a drizzle again. Everything became even quieter. It was an eerie silence. There was no wind, no crickets, no birds, nothing. Jose, I called out, I want to go back. Something didn't feel right. It felt like the temperature had dropped. Every time I took a breath, I could see it in the beam of my flashlight. We can't go back yet. Someone asked me to bring them back a rabbit, Jose answered. At that point, I understood that they didn't do this for fun. They did it as a job. People from the town would ask them to go hunt them a rabbit or a squirrel. Oh, I think it was supposed to be squirrel, but he wrote squirt.
Oh.
And we made it into Bulbasaur.
Hufflepuff, no, Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff. He caught a Jigglypuff.
Everyone's favourite.
Oh, isn't she amazing?
Is it she?
Yeah?
She, them, they, he, him.
Anyway.
Not sure which.
People from the town would ask them to go hunt them a rabbit or a squirrel to make food with. I didn't ask again and kept walking. While walking in complete silence, we heard a noise. It sounded like a twig breaking. Everyone turned towards the noise. Jose put down his machete and grabbed his rifle. The guy behind me did the guy behind me did the same. We stood there frozen, waiting for an animal to come into the light of our flashlights. I was excited to finally catch something and go home. As we scanned around, we heard another noise. It was not ordinary to hear this in the middle of the forest.
If this was my job, I'd be too tempted to just leave and go, there weren't any around.
No rabbits.
I can't find
Yeah, but then you would get paid.
Oh, it's not like a salary.
Yeah, no. It's like, you bring me back, I'll pay you.
Oh, not an hourly
You bring me a rabbit, okay.
Right, so it's not like...
See, bring me a conejo or I put a bullet in your head,
Jesus, it's like being in Breaking Bad, isn't it? Wow, that was...
Listen, I am the Mexican mafia, all right?
Susie just did that doing a gun sign for everyone.
Guns.
You can't imagine what it is.
Hashtag guns.
You know, every time I look at ghost hunts online, it brings up ghost guns.
It used to for me, but now the SEO has got better, and it's us.
What's SEO?
Search engine optimization. Yeah.
Hell.
Put the money where the mouth is.
Sorry, Bill Gates.
Yeah, no, thank you. Honestly, my intelligence levels are fucking through the roof.
Chatting politics, now tech.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, back in. As we scanned around, we heard another noise.
I was just going to go, you said scanned! Because I thought you meant stand, but you do mean scanned. Yeah. I forgot that was a word.
Like when you scan around. As we scanned around, we heard another noise. It wasn't ordinary to hear this in the middle of the forest. We started to hear what sounded like a baby whining and crying. I was surprised to hear it, but I wasn't scared. I didn't know what to think. I looked over at my cousin, hoping to get some instructions on what to do, but he was frozen in place. With his eyes wide, he looked at the other guy. He had the same expression as he stared back. Es una pinche bruja con un niño.
Oh.
The other guy whispered to Jose. He was implying that what we were hearing was a witch and a baby that she'd taken. I immediately started to panic. I looked up at them. I heard the baby's cry change. The high-pitched cry turned into a deeper voice. I can still hear it in my head as clearly as I heard it then. I was paralysed with fear. I started shivering uncontrollably. I fully expected to see some demonic figure staring back at me. Before I could say anything to Jose, he grabbed me by the waist and put me over his shoulder.
Oh, God.
The other guy grabbed the machete and started running back through the path. I could tell that they were both just as scared as I was. As I bounced up and down on Jose's shoulder, I looked behind us. I scanned the path. He's turned in from a teenage boy to like a small child.
No, my mind went really, really places shouldn't. Anyway, carry on.
Okay. Keep it in.
Sorry.
I scanned the path for what now sounded like groaning that continued to follow us. My cousin kept telling me to close my eyes, but I didn't listen. I kept looking back. Both of the guys were now running as fast as they could, jumping over small logs on the way down. Jose was falling behind because of the extra weight that I added. He came up to another log on the path. He did his best to jump over it, but clipped his back foot on it.
Oh, that's so fucking annoying.
He tried his hardest to keep his balance as he stumbled. In doing so, he accidentally pulled the cord out of my battery. The flashlight on my head immediately turned off as I looked back. As my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I saw something on the path. I was not able to see the details very well, but I could see what looked like a deformed dog. The skin was pale. This was the only reason why I was able to see it in the dark. I know it wasn't a dog, though. There was no fur, only skin. The only other thing I compare it to is a very skinny, elongated human.
Oh.
Jose, I see it, I yelled as I reached down to reconnect my flashlight. Jose didn't say anything, he just kept running. I finally managed to feel around and reconnect the flashlight. The beam of light flooded the path behind us. As the light hit that thing that was following us, I saw how bony and pale it was. It ran, hunched forward, but on two legs. There was black hair on the top of its head that covered the face. I didn't know it then, but I now remember seeing this thing having sagging breasts like an old woman.
Oh, that's a bit rude.
Rank. As I continued to look at it, I started to cry because of the fear. I knew that thing was going to catch up to us and kill us. I cried on Jose's shoulder and I heard a loud gunshot. It was the guy that was with us. He'd made it far enough down the path that he was able to turn around and aim at the thing that was chasing us. As the shot ran through the trees, I heard the scream of a woman. I immediately looked back at the path. I saw that thing stop and hunch over in pain. We all looked as it continued to scream. The scream sounded like a combination of pigs wailing and a woman screaming. Jose put me on the ground and grabbed his rifle from his shoulder. He lifted the rifle and aimed at the screaming witch. Before he was able to get a shot off, the witch jumped off the trail and into the thick bushes.
Shot off sounds like a wank.
It does, yeah. This Jose guy. Before he was able to get a shot off, the witch jumped off the trail and into the thick bushes. The screaming continued, but it got farther and further away. Jose immediately grabbed me again as they both ran down the path. I buried my head in my hands in fear of seeing that thing again. After running for what seemed forever, we arrived at the edge of town. Jose put me down as he struggled to catch his breath. No le digas a nadie.
Oh.
Don't tell anyone, he said. The other guy began...
I'm so glad your Spanish degree is coming.
Oh, listen...
Yeah,
that was worth the 4
pod
years.
so far.
4 years.
Yeah, but you've done a few.
Yeah, I'm going to go Spanish themed. Loretta.
Yeah.
Lorena.
Lorena.
No le digas a nadie.
Yeah, see?
Don't tell anyone, he said. The other guy began walking back towards where he lived. I kept my word to my cousin, and I did not tell anyone, not even my family. I feel like there is a bond between me and my cousin because of that night. He and the guys continued to go hunting after that. I never asked to go on another trip again. About a month later, I heard a story about some guy from the next town over who almost got killed while hunting. He'd separated himself from the group and was lost. The rest of the group started looking for him. He was found passed out on the ground with a bunch of black hair clenched in his fists.
Oh, gosh.
He had really deep scratches all over his face and arms. The story goes that he caught the wounded witch by the hair, but she was able to get away by attacking him. The end.
Wow.
Brujas in Mexico,
Brujas.
motherfucker.
That's witch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bruja.
How do you know that? That's good.
I think I've watched something recently.
Very good knowledge, actually.
I think I've watched that Bruja.
Bruja.
Maybe it's
La
from
Bruja.
Lorena. Maybe it's from the Lorena story.
We're brujas.
Brujas. Oh, I want to go to fucking witch school.
Yeah, bruja school.
I'm so annoyed at my parents for just letting me go to fucking normal
I know,
primary.
muggle school.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
Hogwarts. We would
And
have
now
done
I'm
well in
34.
Hogwarts.
I'm not allowed to go to fucking school anymore.
I know.
So shit.
No, we can. We will.
I really want to go. Maybe like a little intensive course.
Escuela de Brujas.
Escuela. That sounds horrible.
Escuela de Brujas. Okay. Do you want to do a creep of the week?
Yes, please.
Are you ready for creep of the week?
Creep of the week. Creep of the week. Creep of the week. Creep of the week. Okay. Are you ready? This time,
yes,
I don't think we have a name, but that's okay.
It's anonymous.
I was new to Essex, having moved from the West Country, and had taken up my post as a health visitor the previous week. The woman who phoned me sounded distressed and very frightened. She and her children had been out in the garden all night and she needed help urgently. I finally got her calmed down enough to tell me what had happened. She and her 2 children had been on their own since her husband's death 3 years ago. Then 2 weeks ago she met a man who she dated a few times. Last night he stayed over at her house and they slept together for the first time.
Oh, very saucy.
Oh, lads, get it on. Doo-doo. They were both completely naked and enjoying sex in her bed when her wardrobe doors burst open and her dead husband jumped out and ran to... What is happening? I haven't read this. Susie's literally just given it to me to read. And ran towards the bed. The woman screamed and dived under the bedclothes, and a new lover was seen running down the street, stark naked, balls are swinging. I did add that bit.
Swinging bowls.
Swinging pendulous bollocks.
Well, you probably would swing your balls down the road if you saw someone's
I
ex-husband.
wouldn't be asked about my flaps getting down the road in this situation. I checked with my new colleagues what the standard response to a haunting was in this area and was told to ring a man called Mr. Warlock.
This is amazing.
I think that might be an error. Apparently, he was a senior white witch and was available to visit and counter the effects of visitations from black witches. I rang him and he answered with a voice like Barry White.
Amazing.
What is that? What? Can you do a Barry White impression?
No, not really.
Okay, great. He said that he had been expecting a call as he knew the ether had been disturbed the previous evening. If that's the case, call me. Why are you waiting for me to call?
Well, all he knows is that there is something troubled in the ether.
Because I wouldn't have survived this. I would have had a heart attack and died.
Yeah, but he doesn't know. It's not specific, is it?
Flaps
He's
down.
a very vague witch.
Yeah, flaps down.
Flaps
I would have had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Within an hour, Mr. W arrived at the woman's house with his small brown leather suitcase. His first question to her was, "Were you using a Ouija board last evening?" Last evening? When she admitted this, he insisted she take it to the fireplace and burn it before he could help her. Once completed, he took his little suitcase and took out some bottles and sprinkled their contents around the house while speaking in some other language. He then instructed her to collect lots of containers, fill them with water and place them in front of all the windows and doors. They were to remain there for 7 days and nights and topped up to ensure they stayed full. You'd be knocking those over left, right and centre, you wouldn't you?
No,
Clumsy Colin. Mr. Warlock's passing comments were, "Ghosts cannot cross water and won't hang around for more than 7 days and nights, and don't get another Ouija board." In the following months, the woman sold her house and the lover was never seen again. That's the end.
Wow. So hang on, she got this new lover. They're getting down to it, but she, on that evening, had done a Ouija board.
I think, or the night before.
Or the night before, oh, right.
So
I thought that was like a little foreplay.
What a nice weekend.
Yeah, what a lovely weekend.
Ouija board and then a bit of shagging the next day.
And then your dead husband's back and you're like, oh no. Oh no, I didn't mean to summon him.
No. Threesome? No, weird. Okay, well, thank you so much. That's been gorgeous. Shall we do a little You Get Haunted so you don't have to?
Yes, please.
Okay, we're back.
We get haunted.
Okay, so you don't have to.
We're good like that, aren't we?
We're very good. We're very kind people. Do you have a arch enemy this week? Who's wronged Susie Priest this week? Who's wronged?
Oh, do you know who's fucking wronged me?
On.
This fucking Deliveroo man.
Yeah.
Who, when I got the salads, he was walking out of the salad shop.
Yeah.
And because he's all 6 foot, fucking 6 of him, stacked.
I love that you went 6 foot. Oh, what's the number?
Another 6. Add another 6. So he's fucking
6.
built like a brick shithouse. And he came right at me and he just ploughed straight at me. And I was like, you prick. I hate it when people walk. Like, they're like, you get out my way or I'll fucking barrel you over. He was like a Range Rover of a man.
No.
And I don't like those cars that are like, get out my way, little car.
Oh, yeah, I hate those because I've got a little car.
Yeah, and you know what it's like when like, people just like swing their dick around and they're like, it made me, I was like, I just went,
that's so rude.
Yeah,
so rude.
I want to hex him.
Somebody actually in this building, when I walked in, they opened the door, I held it open for them and they just pushed past me. Didn't say a fucking thing.
What?
So do you know what? We'll hex them both. Do you know what your Uber driver's name was? Delivery driver, whatever.
He looked like his name was Lou.
Lou, right, okay.
Yeah.
I think that mine looked like a Louise, actually.
Oh, fine.
So Lou and
Double
Louise.
L.
Yeah, double L, LL. Okay.
La.
Okay, I need you to clear your mind. Ideally, we'd have some sage or a candle, but we're not allowed because this is
I've got one in my mind, Hannah.
So get one in your mind. So we need to smudge the area. Smudge yourself all over. Smudge, be smudged. Get rid of all that negative energy. And now we're going to give Lou and Louise a big fat pimple in the middle of their head.
Oh, I'd love that. Yeah.
Lou and Louise.
One that really gets him under that fucking helmet of his that he wears. The stupid helmet.
Louise and Lou and Louise. You annoy us lots with plenty of ease. Mm-hmm. We don't like it very much. We're really annoyed. So we're going to give you a pimple where it's not void.
We're going to give you a pimple. It won't be very simple.
Yes.
Check out your dimple because there you'll find it.
Your pimple.
Your pimple.
There'll be a big pimple with a big white head and a red base, and you'll have more all over your face.
And it will make you hurt.
Yeah.
Because you have been curt.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the Huns.
Yeah.
Or we'll bring out our guns.
Yes. Well, we won't. We won't.
No,
actually
we will.
bring,
We will be armed.
We don't have guns. We don't have a gun
We
license.
want to be armed.
We don't have a gun license.
I want a gun.
For anyone of authority listening to this podcast, we've
changed positions.
Right, Lou and Louise. I hope you're fucking happy with yourselves.
Yeah. I like that, Hex. Well done.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
We won't be able to check up on it, but we wish them unwell.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. We'll see you next week. Bye.
See you next week. Bye.